I celebrate her sharing her truth. And I also warn everyone to be careful because sometimes individuals are spewing from their pain and people take it as gospel.
So you mean to tell me that you'll get your hair done, your nails done, and your makeup done, but then you won't do anything to help you?
Girl, that math ain't matching.
No. So when is it going to be the time that we stop working on the outer things and start figuring out the inner things?
Girl, I think the time is now. And so for you, I'd encourage you to strut over, slide over, get on through, getandstaymarried.com. Because what we have for you is not just this great conversation like we're having today.
Yes.
But it's an entire community to help you know and love yourself, but focus on what we put in and what we put on. So all our clients have a personal stylist, a year with a finance coach, a flexibility coach, a sex educator, because a lot of people having sex,
but they not good at it.
Oh, don't let that be you. So go ahead, sis, slide on through, getandstaymarried.com. But for now, back to the show.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Romance and Real Estate, where we
help you level up in life, love, and money.
All right, we back, y'all. We back. So we gon' get the church announcements out the way. So if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, give us some feedback. Let us know what you think about what you're hearing. Do you agree or do you not agree? We want to hear from you, especially if you don't agree with us. You know what I'm saying? We want conversation over these subjects. Therefore, we could all grow.
Yeah.
Also, make sure to tell a friend to tell a friend. This is where you could get some empowerment in some real estate and in your relationships. Yeah. You know, whether you're preparing to get married and or you're on the brink of divorce. I think my sisters can lift you up, boo.
Yes.
So,
got you, boo.
so tap in with us, man. Today, man, like we gotta. I wanted to talk about a reel that went viral that I wanted to like share with you guys to bring you up to speed and then get these ladies' opinion.
Oh, boy.
By the time we're done, man, we're going to twist things up and I'm going to make sure that you have some real estate advice that you could apply and go out there and build generational wealth. So without further ado, man, Mike, man, could you let that go?
It's painfully obvious why men love the idea of a submissive woman. Submissive, per its definition, is ready to conform to the authority or will of others. The prefix sub means under. Think of subpar, submarine. In short, your world is under his. Now there seems to be a theme here. Good girls versus bad girls. A lock that can be opened with many keys is a broken lock. And if you can't submit to a man, you're gonna die alone. So my question to men is, do you want perfect poly? A puppet? A prisoner? Or a partner who has no problem overtly challenging you? King treatment and knowing your partner's love languages, that's one thing. Being submissive is a whole nother thing. It's its own thing. If you find yourself abandoning your wants, needs, desires to make something work, I'm here to tell you, it was never a match to begin with. It's painfully obvious.
I'm not going to hold y'all back. Who want to go first?
Oh, boy. This is what I'm going to start out and say. First of all, I'm going to congratulate that young lady for having enough gumption to say it with her chest. Yes, because we don't want you to pretend like you not somewhere that you are. That's where you are, and be where you are. Right. And she's not the only woman that feels that way. So when she was reading the definition of submission.
Under.
Well, and then she broke down the sub to the mission. But the initial definition that she read, and it was basically just abasing yourself to the authority of someone else. Right? And just because you know what something says doesn't mean that you know what something...
Okay. Elaborate on that, though.
So I can read the definition and still not have understanding. Submitting, it is dying. She hit absolutely right. but it's not to a person. It's not to what they want you to do versus what you want to do. It is submitting, or it is sub to the mission. We have a mission together.
Yes.
I had a mission when I was by myself.
Right.
I was a movement by myself.
Hey, but I'm a force.
But not that we together. Honey, now I am taking what it was that I was doing by myself, and I'm going to put it under what we're going to do together, because that is a far greater experience. And two is better than one. We can go further. We can do greater things when there's two of us. So now I'm not acting as a single I. I'm acting as if I have a partner that is not only willing and ready, but excited to be sub to this new mission that we both have.
Yes.
Understood.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
I wish I had a notepad to take notes of all the piece parts that were stinging. As I heard this woman's truth again, I celebrate her sharing her truth. And I also warn everyone to be careful, because sometimes individuals are spewing from their pain and people take it as gospel, right? So the first challenge, which Erica addressed, is the misunderstanding of what it means to submit. And when submission is appropriate is in marriage. Yet again, here we are taking what is meant for something that is divine, good, and holy, and we just want to apply it in a universal terms and then be at competition with one another, against one another, at angst with one another. The more we keep fighting each other, the more we're all going to continue to fall. Eventually, we have to have an interest of getting a level understanding and doing things in a unified manner. So with that, I would say the word, the part of the word when she was going sub, like subpar. Well, what about subdivision? I don't have a problem being a part of the division. I'm a part of this. So again, you can read a definition, but do you know how to apply the wisdom and get the true understanding of what's behind it? I have no problem submitting to my husband. And I don't think for a moment you would say that I'm like Princess Polly and I don't speak my truth. I think that'd be a total lie.
Why are you putting that on me? Like, I don't be judging nobody.
I'm just saying.
I got an opinion.
Speak on it. Speak up. Come on now.
So like, we had an episode about this like early when we first started doing these, and I mentioned that originally my thoughts on it was just the respect, because there's different type of relationships, right? It could be that my employees say, "Hey, we need to have a team meeting because we have some concerns," and then I agree and come to the meeting, and I'm listening, right? I'm leading the meeting. So I feel like in this situation, I'm submissive to my team and hearing them and understanding them, which is granting them the respect to be heard and be a part of this, movement that we got as a company, right? So I don't feel like they're superior of me or that I'm superior of them, not to be able to listen to them. So that's why I use the word respect for submission, where there's relationship-wise or business-wise.
Right. And I follow that. I do follow that. In relationships, it takes on a different connotation, though.
No doubt.
And that's what gets lost when we just start having the same conversations across different contexts, but using the same words and not explaining them. So just in case someone didn't catch our earlier episode, though you would be blessed by going to check that out, we clarified that when you are submitting in the relationship, as Erica referenced, especially in a marriage, for example, a marriage covenant where there is the wife, the husband under God, you're not just submitting to your husband, you're submitting to God and the God that is in your husband. So one point that she had very clear was that if you don't want to do all of these things, it wasn't right from the start. Big facts. Big facts. It wasn't. Because when I am considering who I will be with, let's say I'm single again, clearly I'm married, but let's just say I am. I need not consider men that I would consider it robbery or an offense to submit to. I see something wrong with that from the start. But I have no problem being under greatness. I have no problem being under strength. I have no problem being under under power. I love being under the United States covering when we go to war, for example, because I know we got the big guns, right? So it's about who and what you're submitting to. But we love to have these conversations. It's salacious. It's going to get lots of likes on social. And just say, well, do you want a perfect poly? And why can't I express my overt truth?
again, there's a way to say everything, right? When you think of some of the most powerful women, they don't have to beat on their chest to be heard. It's about understanding that you don't have to agree to be agreeable.
Yeah.
Right.
There's strength in knowing how to speak to a man and not disrespect that man, but uplift that man and still offer your total truth. Still fulfill your role in his life as offering a perspective he's not thinking about. Ordinarily, most men think with the right side of their brain and women think with the left side of their brain. And so we often miss what the other one will pick up on just naturally. So that is being willing to accept the strength of both roles and not battering one another because you're not like me and I'm not like you. But really at the root of this is it's detestable to many females to submit to these men that they're willing to sleep with, but they would never let lead their life. And I'm not going to change what I'm saying. Stop giving your body to them. Stop giving your time to them.
Yeah.
Time is the only thing we can't return. If you know that it would be offensive to you to have to do what he would decide to do in life. It's very simple. But instead of us being courageous enough, bold enough, and having enough faith that just like we exist, someone who matches our swag or better is out there. We just haven't met yet. We get upset and we fight the men that are right in front of us. That's not your man. You don't have to degrade him. You don't have to argue. You don't have to convince him, manipulate. None of that. That's not your man. Someone would be proud to submit to him.
Yes.
Someone would be proud to be led by him. It's just not you. That's fine. I don't understand the energy. You know, the energy.
So would I be right to say that you feel like she's dealing with the wrong guy?
She ain't pre-qualifying the people she dealing with.
Oh, you can watch that episode too, like pre-qualifications, like so you can understand who you dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And it sounded as though perhaps she had a personal experience with someone who, let's say a man, for example, who instead of handling her tenderly and respectfully and encouraging her to submit to his greatness, he was trying to like demean her or debase her or overrule her or silence her. And that's not what that means. Going back to what Eric explained from the beginning, it's both of us honoring the joint mission. Not I'm greater than you or you're less than me. It's we try to take what's meant for marriage and apply it colloquially to become one. So when you're one, who's submitting to who? It's us now. This is us.
I got a question.
That's it.
So when you have a lady join your program,
Yes, before Boaz.
that comes with this type of scar,
Yes.
what's the first thing that you got to kind of like help them identify to then start the progression of healing?
We ask questions. So as coaches,
what would you ask this individual specifically?
I would have interjected, and at some point, now I'm trying to remember from the very beginning what she said, but at some point, I'd be like, who told you that? Who told you that? Where'd you get that?
Okay.
Where'd that come from? Probably around where she said something about overtly. I'd be like, where'd you get that from? Because I know many men, respectable men who are doing their best to honor women, honor God, live the best life, earn money. They wouldn't have any problem with their queen expressing the truth. That's how you talk to that man. Right. And if she's speaking to him the way she was speaking on that video, I could see why it might be a problem because it comes across antagonistic. Like I was like, whoa, like this is hot. It's like defensive posture is going to go up immediately when you address a woman or a man in that context.
Absolutely.
And just because we as women can connect to the trauma and understand that some men are really overdoing it in this lane doesn't mean that I can't also connect with a man's perspective. Like, why would I want to be bothered with somebody like you anyway? You can give me a headache.
Okay, so my question would be, what is your definition of a team?
Okay. So why do you ask that?
Because she used the word challenge.
Challenge you. We a team. Yeah.
But you don't challenge each other to be better people?
There is a such thing in conversation where we may highlight, we may bring attention to, and then I trust that she knows enough God that if I ask her a question about her, she's going to allow God to answer it for her. So if I say, hey, real life example. We were on the phone and I was like, do you think that was rude? I didn't have to say, you rude. Right. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to say that. Mm-hmm. Do you think that was rude? And I was like, it is. And she was like, it was. It was. I didn't have to challenge her. Right. I just wanted to enlighten or maybe ask an open-ended question that would allow her to think about and receive what the answer could be, because I didn't ask for any reason. Right. So when she said the word challenge, it made...
She's already on the defensive almost.
Well, it made me think, it made me think that if a man was standing beside her in relationship, it would be you against me. Right. Because this is a challenge. Right. Okay? Mm-hmm. Right. And for me, it's understanding that we can increase our awareness without being against one another. Mm-hmm. So when you say challenge, I'm like, here again, we're using the same word, but the context behind the term is actually different. Mm-hmm. Right. And so something that we focus on heavily, as a matter of fact, it's like the first module in Before Boaz, is loving communication. Yes. Because many of us, we're very eloquent. We can speak the Queen's English. We have an expansive vocabulary, but it's the tone, facial expression, and underlying communication that's going on that takes us from loving to combative. Yes. We don't need to be combative to be heard. Mm-hmm. Now, there are certain spaces in life where I will turn it up if it's necessary. In corporate, for example, in the boardrooms when individuals weren't listening to me, or if another man said something, I just said the same thing. It's like he just had a novel thought. Well, do I need to repeat on? So I get it that there's a time to turn up. But when you're talking to somebody that you love, somebody that you're building with, somebody that you're being sensitive to and you're wanting to uplift, that's not the time. So I can't imagine a time where I'm like, I'm going to challenge my husband when I get him. That's not the desire at all. I might be like, I need to help make my husband aware of something he's not seeing. Because I'm his help me. Remember? Help. I help. Why am I with you if I need to be against you? That's the whole question.
There it is. Hopefully she hears this and gives us some feedback in the near future. So there it is. That is the whole question. Hey, I do want to talk about this. We haven't seen each other in a while. So I want to talk about your influence. I had to tell my baby mama, my baby mama, my first one. I'm like, I know why I was at child support. You got me fucked up. Yeah. You didn't pre-qualify me, so your issue became mine. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was ready to go. And then you mad because I knew I wasn't that guy, but you still looking for that guy. Yeah. So like, go watch this. Romance and Real Estate. Tap in. I ain't gonna tell you what she rebut, but it's okay.
I hope it was uplifting, but that's what we do this for.
It was uplifting in the sense of I did the right thing. I kept pushing.
There it is. I love it. But hey, people keep tapping in. You can take this. You can apply it to all the different areas of your life, right?
Man, saying that, there are a lot of people who need your help. Where can they find you at?
You can always find us at getandstaymarried.com or the Marriage Makeover. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. And what type of people do you assist?
So we ordinarily have more female physicians and nurses that work with us, and we help them to understand how it is they can get and stay happily married if that's what they desire to do, without compromising their values or settling for less than they deserve. But the truth of the matter is we work with just as many wives as we do women who are not yet married, who want to focus on self-love, all those 7 segments from the first episode, and want to focus on knowing and loving themselves before they love anyone else. So any woman that's interested in doing that wants to level up, as we say, in life, love, and money, that's who we help. Absolutely.
Got you. We got to gossip a little bit.
All right.
I was like, hey, Mike, so how's your house changed? How's things at the crib?
Yes.
Yeah, he was like, Mike, you want to tell him?
So originally I said not much has changed because we've been together for 7 years. So I was like, house ain't really gonna change all that much. And then I started to think about my response, and I was like, actually, like I feel like I don't act too differently, but like as a wife, I feel like she feels like now she's that much more valued because her responses to things are different than they were before.
It's different in a sense of more vulnerable. He's like, she's more. I was like, does she feel more protected, bro? Because he's soft. He's been crying and stuff. I don't know. I have to put that out there. You know what I'm saying?
For the record, y'all, I did drop one tear at the wedding.
It's okay if you drop 3. First of all,
Bruh,
don't even listen.
I got like 100 other witnesses. Like, y'all really gonna do me like that? Okay. Well, it's okay. I said, yeah, but that was his comment.
I love that because you know what that connects with, not speaking for your wife, because babe, that ain't my role, is perhaps she feels more protected because there was this thing that we knew about that was out in the universe. And for whatever reason, I didn't get to have that before now. But I was doing everything. I felt like I said,
I had to hold counsel.
Yeah. So then like, I wonder when he'll feel like I deserve that. Right. And now I have that. I have that last name now.
And nobody else.
And nobody else does. He's done it. Like he dropped that tear or two. Like
that's what I'm like. That's what
he believes it.
We don't make a clip of this one.
And so now he's opened up his full self to me, even things he might have been holding for who knows decades. And now I can open my.
I'm just saying.
No,
he let it.
Social Security. All right, man. Did they have a bank account set up?
My last one was this. You know.
Yes, the beneficiary now.
I'm dead. All right, man. I just had to sneak that one in. Yo, we want to thank y'all for tapping in, man. Again, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, give us some feedback. Again, if you don't agree, it's okay. I got you. Also, make sure to tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, before we go, I almost forgot.
I was gonna be like, where my tip at?
Tip of the week. Tip of the week. All right. So this is what I would tell anybody that wants to start investing into real estate. The first thing that you need to do if you want to start investing is go get pre-qualified. At the end of the day, you could want to do everything, but if you don't have no guns, no bullets in the gun when you go hunting, you can't kill nothing. Therefore, you need to go ahead and get pre-qualified. Therefore, you understand what your purchase potential is, and you could understand what you could, go shopping for. And that's what you got to do. When you get pre-qualified for a fix and flip loan, you will only get qualified for a year. It's going to give you the initiative to get active because you got a deadline and you got to go out there and execute. You know what I mean? So a fix and flip loan is a loan that will help you acquire the property and do the repairs, typically up to 90% of the total of the loan. But you could go research that, you could obtain that, and now you could have OPM, other people's money, assist you in actually acquiring real estate. And so that's the tip of the day. Go get qualified, put some bullets in the gun. Therefore, when you go shoot, you can go ahead and kill something.
Love it. So what you're saying is pre-qualification is good in any area of your life.
There it is. There it is. Love and real estate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So tap in. Again, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.